My son asked me if I could make him a dice tray. Hello everyone, and welcome back. And if you're new here, I'm glad you're here. So my son gave me this little square of foam and asked me to turn it into a dice tray for him. With it being a little floppy, it needed some reinforcement to keep it stiff and to give it a good hard surface to roll the dice on. So I used some Mod Podge and I glued some thin plywood type material to the underside for stiffness and the inside for a hard surface to roll on. While that was drying, I textured up some foam bricks in a container with some stones. I once again used some Mod Podge and started gluing the foam bricks to the dice tray. After constantly bumping them and having to rearrange and straighten them out, I decided this was not the way to go. No. So the hot glue gun it was, and that worked much better as they stayed in place way better. Once I had the foam bricks in place and the top slab pieces on the top that were much bigger, then it was time to cover everything with Mod Podge to seal it up good. And these two little pieces, that was the mess that I started with before I used the glue gun, and they work great for kind of like a scatter terrain that will be put in later. Once the coat of Mod Podge was dry on everything, then it was time to cover it in some flat black paint as a primer. Here I am trying to do a splatter and flick method with paint, many different colors, just to try and make the bottom look like stones or gravel. It came out okay. Once the splatter job was done, then it was time to go through and cover up all the splatter that I didn't want, and I just mixed up a gray color paint to do this. And here is my favorite part of the project, the dry brushing. I love dry brushing and watching the texture just come out and makes everything pop so nicely. Here I do a black wash of some really watered down black paint, just to try and get those nooks and crannies a little darker so that the highlighted parts will pop better. Once I had all of the dry brushing done and I had the stones and the bricks looking the way I wanted, then it was time to paint more on the inside. So I just randomly painted in some green lily pads. I missed recording some of the fish painting, so yeah, I missed that. But here I am putting in the highlighted colors of some koi fish. Once I had the koi fish done to the way I wanted them, then it was time to try and put in some shadows to give them that floating look. I don't know how that came out. Not great, but not horrible either. And once the koi fish were all done being painted, then it was time to put some clear Elmer's glue or PVA glue in and make sure that I painted it around and not on top of the lily pads to try and give the effect of water. And once that glue was dry, the project was done. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.